More than 670 days after the last in-conference CAA game, conference play returning this weekend. Today, we're in Connecticut as the Delaware Blue Hens make the trip up I-95 to visit Fairfield in our CAA Game of the Week. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for making us part of your Saturday alongside the former North Carolina Tar Heel, Davey Emila. I'm Travis Eldridge. Davey, we're back to conference play here in the CAA, which is always tough and gritty, but it's always fun.
You said it, Travis. Anytime we got some CAA action on a Saturday is a good thing. Conference games are tough. They're gritty. They're going to come down to the wire, and I expect that to be no different in today.
And we get even more of them this season. 8 conference games for every one of these teams in this interesting COVID year. Let's take a look at some of our players to watch. No shortage of firepower on either one of these teams. Starting with Delaware, the known guy, Charlie Kitchen, dancing his way into your living room.
Yeah, you got to start with Charlie Kitchens when you're talking about Delaware. He's listed at 6'4", 215, just a big load, tough to handle. He can dodge hard from X with both his right and his left hand. He also now has a pair of really talented scorers flanking him on the attack that he's able to feed now. So expect more and more numbers here from Charlie this season here for UD.
Another known on the Fairfield side of things, it's Dylan Beckwith, who has been the standout offensively for a couple of years here for the Stags.
Yeah, Dylan Beckwith, I love the way that this kid plays. Really what impresses me is the balance and points that he has, but also the toughness that he has and plays with. You see that on the ride there. He has the ability to get to the net and score, really talented in front of the crease there, but also is getting his teammates set up and in high-quality scoring opportunities. Look for a big day for Dylan today. He's averaging 6 points a game last year. He's going to need that today against UD.
So let's take a look at the guys in charge of trying to stop some of these potent attackmen. For Delaware, it's the senior from California, Matt Kilkeary, getting the start once again. He started all 4 games so far this season. A senior, however, he is really in his first year as a starter at taking over for the great Matt DeLuca in goal. On the other side, another first-year starter, Colin Consoli, the freshman, getting the start for the second straight game. Stopped nearly 50% in his first collegiate game, the loss by 1 against Providence back on Wednesday. At the face-off X, a fun matchup between a couple of guys who have been here for a number of years. For Delaware, it's Jake Hervada, the grad student out of Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. It's Frankie Labetti, the senior from New Jersey for Fairfield, and it's Labetti who wins the opening face-off. Our first look at this attack unit for Fairfield. A very talented unit of Patrick Drake. We mentioned Beckwith, and they're joined by the grad student, the Division III transfer, Matt Listaba. Listaba, number 5 in that white Fairfield jersey. All-time leader in points in Bates history, spending his first 4 years at college at the Division III level. This is part of the first midfield unit. Trent Moran, Travis Ford, and Taylor STROUGH.
Good job, boys.
Important for a fast start here for Fairfield, Travis. As we know, Coach Baxter, he wants to run and gun and get a lot of shots on net here. Big to do that here on the first possession. Set the tone for the day.
Everybody getting in touch. Here's STROUGH swimming through. And we got a whistle, and it'll go back the other way for Delaware.
Got a flag coming in here as well.
A flag down, so we may get an early look at a man-up opportunity. Let's see what our call is. Looks like it may be a delay of game here.
Yeah, it seemed like that last shot there from Fairfield was forced a little bit late. As we mentioned, Travis, it was good to have everybody get a touch and get the ball around. Obviously, you want to generate that high-quality opportunity off of a first look, but, solid job by the Delaware defense, stepping up on their first possession on their end, and now getting a man-up opportunity for their offense. Charlie Kitchens obviously going top center, starting with the ball to really run this offense. Let's see what they dial up here.
30-second man-up opportunity, so our first look at the offense for Delaware, an extra man. This is Kitchen at the top. Swings it over to Matt Accioni. Mike Robinson on this near side wing. TYE KURTZ back up to Kitchen. About 10 seconds left of the penalty. And they strike first. It's the freshman Cam Accioni, the midfielder. And it's 1-0 Blue Hens.
Yeah, really nice execution there by the entire man-up unit. You know, we just started with a little bit of movement of guys crashing into the crease and then just rolling off. You see Kitchens there, just look back, another pass, one more, move the ball twice, and then a high to low, changing the angle of that shot. Really nice finish there, and a nice start here for Delaware's offense, getting that man-up opportunity and cashing in.
You get TYE KURTZ on the assist. First point of the day for him. Cam Accioni, his third goal this season. The Accioni twins, both part of that starting midfield unit. Matt and Cam, both out of the Hill Academy, playing for Brody Merrill and that great, terrific high school program up in Canada. It was a face-off win for Delaware, however, a turnover and a chance for Fairfield, but they turn it right back, and so it's Blue Hens ball here around midfield.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, Travis, how things go today in between the lines. You know, we were looking at Duke and Towson. We saw a lot of turnovers and a lot of failed clears. You know, teams now have had a couple more weeks to really settle in and get into their systems. And obviously, you know, when you're playing these in-conference rivalry games, those are the things that really matter and make a difference here at the end. So both teams are really going to look to execute and get 100% on their clears here in between the lines.
This Delaware team has had some more experience so far this season as a low to high rip goes for TYE KURTZ. A couple of points for him early on.
Yeah, really nice start here for TYE KURTZ. He's feeling it. He's playing with a lot of confidence, as you can see. A lot of skill there to be able just to cast that ball, drop your hands, and bring it back high. Usually need to prove to your coach to be able to have the green light to do that, but geez, he certainly does. Nice movement from Delaware, and they're off to a hot start.
Give Mike Robinson the assist, so his first point, just second assist of the season for Robinson. The couple of Canadians connecting. The interesting thing about TYE KURTZ is he had very limited action in the field game before getting to Delaware. Native of Ontario, great box player. And so when he came into this Delaware program, he didn't have a lot of field experience, but he's certainly stormed onto the scene as a freshman, was the Rookie of the Year in the CAA back in 2019, and he has continued to be stellar. That goal, his 8th of the season.
Yeah, he's a scorer. He's a scorer with a lot of skill. And, you know, I can say, Trevor, you know, speaking from experience, I do think it is more difficult to go from field to indoor than vice versa, as TYE KURTZ is doing.
That shot finally stopped by the freshman goalie Consoli. It was a good look for Nick Jessen driving in. And a chance for Fairfield to get a clear and another offensive opportunity here, now down 2-0.
Again, knowing Fairfield wants to run, we'll see if they get right into some early offense. I like that, seeing a pass down, pick down, getting that ball hot. Had a shot there on the backside if we were able to connect, but you can see Fairfield wanting to push this pace.
Yeah, and a turnover around midfield as Moran couldn't get that first-time ground ball. Remember, this is just the second game for Fairfield this season. They opened on Wednesday against Providence. They've only been playing for 3 weeks in terms of practice due to a bunch of different COVID protocols on campus. It prevented the team from getting together and practicing during the month of January, so it's really been a shortened preseason here for Fairfield, dealing with the COVID protocols like everybody else is in the country, and now just their second game. So you expect coming in that Delaware is going to be a little bit sharper with the experience they've had so far this season.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Travis. You can't not replace that in-game experience, especially when you look at a Delaware with 4 games under their belt, and Fairfield not only just with 1, but it's on a Wednesday, which is going to throw off everybody on your schedule as is. So they're really just trying to find their feet here, and we'll see how quickly they can do so. Some
good pressure there as Charlie Kitchen had Fairfield hung up for a while. Still 24 seconds left here on the shot clock for Delaware. This is Mark Beatty on the wings, gets it back to Kitchen. Jump shot saved by Consoli. And it was Moran, he lost it, and now he gets it back. So the midfielder, who at first thought that ball was going right over the end line, he didn't realize it was deflected.
Yeah, that was actually a nice save off a really tough shot there from Kitchen. You know, you can see his strength of just being able to get that shot off. You know, I think it was deflected, but just his ability to get to a spot and get that high percentage shot is really special here.
Fairfield still looking for their first shot. They've had a couple of offensive possessions, haven't generated a shot yet. And it continues to be a little sloppy on that end. Here comes Delaware off the ground ball. Chance to go in transition. Robinson across to Kurtz, now to Kitchen, just a little off on that pass.
Just one too many, one too many. Thought Kurtz was in a great spot there to catch and finish that one right in front of the crease.
Sometimes you get a little too cute there in transition, trying to make that extra pass.
Right.
This is George Elmquist, close defenseman, gets it back over to Jake Timon. 4 seconds to get it over, and he finally does. Some good
important
pressure
for Fairfield to have a solid possession here. Sorry, Trav. Yeah, just getting everybody involved like we have seen, but getting that high quality shot, that high quality opportunity, whether they need to bring a short stick here to this pole to create some separation.
This is Kyle Borda, part of the second midfield unit, along with Cole Barnard. Now back out top to Shane Osborne, freshman out of Pennsylvania. Drives, and he stings the corner. Fairfield on the board to make it 2-1.
Yeah, nice take there. I was actually just getting ready to say Fairfield, their dodges have just been a little bit too much east-west, going a little bit side to side, and Delaware defenders have been able to ride those guys' hips towards the sideline and take away that shooting angle. You see here the ability as going towards the sideline to reset, square up, and then get downhill, putting that shoulder inside and providing a shooting angle for yourself. Really nice job there of resetting, squaring up your defender, getting underneath and with your hands free.
Osborne's second career goal, scored his first collegiate goal in the 1-goal loss to Providence back on Wednesday. And he gets the scoring here for Andrew Baxter's squad. It's certainly something we expect to see. It was a slow start for Fairfield offensively, but this offense under Andrew Baxter in his second season as Fairfield head coach has scored 12 or more goals now in all 8 games. All 6 games a season ago, and all 7 games a season ago, and then, of course, in the 18-17 loss to Providence back on Wednesday. So this is an offense that has not struggled to score under Andrew Baxter, and they've certainly found some success. Nice ground ball win.
Yeah, really nice ground ball win. Those are the little plays that make, big differences in the game. Just that toughness and getting your offense one more possession. Even if it's in the first quarter, it's very valuable.
Yeah, that was Daniel Wilson, the sophomore out of Levittown, New York, LSM, making a nice play on the wing, and he gets it to Dylan Beckwith and company. Another touch for this Fairfield offense. 1 shot, 1 goal.
Yeah, we'll see if they can build on that momentum. Teams that like to score a lot, sometimes just one goal and opens everything up.
Pass. Travis Ford down on a doorstep to Matt Listaba. The Division III transfer ties it up.
Yep, right on cue there. Again, like we were saying, just 1 goal. Team that likes to score a lot of points, they just need 1 play to get that confidence going. You see that up midfield coming fast out of the box for Fairfield. Confidence in throwing a skip pass. Nice handle, low-to-low finish. And Fairfield now has some momentum going here.
I mean, that is a difficult feed. That was like a quarterback trying to just throw that little touch screen pass out into the flat. Got it over and threw a couple of pulls on its way to Listaba on the doorstep.
Yeah, really impressive to have that level of trust already established, right? Just only 1 game in and limited practice time. That's really impressive.
And so another face-off win for Frankie Labetti. He's had some success there at the face-off X so far. He's won 3 of the 5. And Drake and Listaba back in action here after scoring 2 straight goals. At first midfield unit back on for Fairfield of Ford, Strough, and Moran. Ford is a big body. He's only 6 feet tall, but 225 pounds. He is tough to move. However,
yes, he is.
Right on cue, Owen Grant knocks him over. But a flag down, our first chance at a man-up opportunity for Fairfield today.
Yeah, we'll see what Fairfield dials in here, Trav. But you're right. He is a load to try and move there. Really solid base. And sometimes, you know, as a defender, you see the back of the jersey, you get a little bit excited. That extra extension of the arm there, and then boom, that's going to be a pretty easy flag each and every time.
Owen Grant's a load as well, by the way, 6'3", 215. Right. So we're dealing with some big bodies on that.
We've got some athletes out here, that's for sure.
On that collision. Fairfield in the opener, 0 for 2 on the man up against Providence.
Penalty on number 81, Owen Grant. 30 seconds for
yeah, man up, another thing that usually comes with time and some experience. We'll see what Fairfield wants to do in terms of generating some movement, trying to get their shooters into prime spots, find the odd man advantage. There you go.
Step down shot for Taylor Strough, and it's 3 straight for Fairfield to take their first lead.
I really like that play there by Coach Baxter drawing up there, putting Strough, like we said, your shooters in prime spots, and then Strough just takes care of the rest off of a little movement, puts this ball really nicely off stick side. That's a tough save for any goalie. Elite step down shot there by Strough.
Fairfield picking some corners here with a couple of these shots. That upper right corner has been the spot for 2 of the 3 goals, as Strough, who led the CAA with 6 man-up goals last year in the shortened season. Herveda wins it forward, though, for Delaware. Robinson thought he might have had a step there for his second. Instead, smartly not taking a risk, knowing Blue Hens could use his set here offensively. He'll settle things down and allow the midfield unit to come on.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Travis. Really nice decision to pull that ball out and not force anything. Give your guys a chance to settle things down, get everyone in touch again, and try to run an offensive set here for Delaware.
That first midfield unit back on for Delaware, the Accioni brothers.
Delaware here, they like to sweep across with their middies, try to create movement that way, seeing some skip lanes inside.
That ball is deflected, and on the rebound, it's TYE KURTZ going low to low.
Yeah, and again, getting back to what we were talking about before, Trav, you can just see TYE KURTZ and his ability. The reason you can transfer from indoor to outdoor a little bit easier, in my opinion, is just the space becomes so much more open. And these guys, like TYE KURTZ is showing you, so good off the ground and loose balls and so opportunistic, just picks that ball out of the air, right? Even though if defenders are all around him, he still gets his hands free, and that's considered a lot of space for him because of his box background. And, you know, KURTZ is really feeling it here this afternoon.
There's also a flag down, and the goal will not wipe that off. It is a 1-minute penalty. It's Tyler Burns now into the box.
I'm not sure I saw anything after the play. It could have been maybe something said.
I believe it was during the play, sometime in the mix. And give a lot of credit to TYE KURTZ. On top of the quick release, he was able to use a screen. That was a tough one for Consoli to see, coming through all those white jerseys. So in the man-up face-off, it's a face-off win for Herveda. And a chance for Robinson and company with another man-up. They're 1 for 1 today. 4 man-up goals this season for the Blue Hens.
6 minutes, 13 seconds of the quarter.
And we'll see how Consoli, you know, can handle these high-scoring games, right? The goalie's best attribute is having that short memory, and especially in a game that's going to have a lot of goals, which this seems to have the makings of that. It's got to be that next play, next save mentality all day long.
Working the ball around. Here's Kitchen at the top. J.P. Ward in there in the middle, number 42 in that blue jersey. Here's Robinson. Trying to squeeze one in there was Accioni. A ground ball for Fairfield, but they threw it right back out of bounds. So a fresh 80 seconds for Delaware.
Yeah, another little detail there. Nice ride by Delaware, keeping that possession for him. Now a chance to go on offense with Kitchen being matched up with a short stick. You can see Fairfield ready to slide quick.
Back to even strength here as Fairfield's able to kill off the penalty. Delaware now 1 of 2. Jessen down the far side. Alley gets in front, a save by Consoli. And a rebound cleaned up by the short stick.
Really nice save by Consoli there, just standing tall in cage, especially just young freshman goalie, tentative to try to follow guys' sticks and go low with that way to stay tall, make that save, giving the Fairfield now a chance on offense.
Stags have scored on 3 straight possessions. Here's Dylan Beckwith. Maybe the most impressive part is he's had no part in the offense, and great takeaway by Owen Grant and a flag down. They'll get Beckwith on the penalty. Delaware now a chance to go in transition with the flag still coming.
Still going to have numbers here.
And just a little off with that pass from Robinson to Kurtz, but that will trigger the penalty as Beckwith will head to the box.
Yeah, tough play for Beckwith there. I know the feeling here as an attackman, right? You want to get the ball in your stick and make a play here, but great takeaway. Not only that, but then stay strong with the ball in your stick, draw on the penalty, as we can see, giving the Delawares now another chance on offense here with an extra man advantage.
Did Owen Grant give him a little wave as he was running by him too? I love it.
He may have done that. I don't know if he was signaling towards the flag, towards the ref, but he definitely let him know about it a little extra there.
Owen Grant has been a takeaway machine so far. That's his 12th caused turnover in the first now 3 games. He's only played in 2 games so far this year. 11 caused turnovers in those 2 contests. He already has a stellar one today, taking one away from the Stags' best offensive player.
Yeah, we'll see how that matchup continues throughout the day. You got a feeling those two are going to be going one-on-one.
Good defense again by Fairfield. And they'll be able to kill off the rest of this penalty. Only 5 seconds remaining. They turn it right back over, though. This is Kevin McCormick. Should be back to even strength now. And we are.
You know, just observing here in the first quarter, I know, we said Coach Baxter and Fairfield, they want to run, and play that early offense. Delaware's been a little bit more hesitant in terms of just getting settled, getting their D-mids off the field, getting their first midfield on, and getting into their offensive possessions. I've seen that's a couple times now where they have elected not to go with numbers or really push the envelope.
This is Mike Robinson from the top of the box.
Again, with those
feet.
midfield sweeps.
Yeah, that was brother to brother. Accioni to Accioni, the shot wide. No reset of the shot clock, just still 30 to work here for Kitchen. Another active stick here for Fairfield. It was Tyler Burns. Robinson to Kurtz. Another one for TYE KURTZ. A first quarter hat trick for the Canadian.
I think we're beginning to develop a signature shot here for TYE KURTZ is what we're seeing. He's very good at dropping his hands and changing levels by bringing it up high by the goalie. Not only that, just super opportunistic. You can see Fairfield thought they were going to get out of the box with this one, but Delaware does a great job hanging in on that. Right, these tough ground balls are going to be a huge difference in the game. And then really, again, KURTZ 12 yards in with his hands free. He's going to take that every time, and rightfully so. Nice goal there again by number 2.
Another assist for Mike Robinson. He's already got 2 assists today in the first quarter. That's double as many as he's had the entire season. Came in with 1, and along with the 16 goals. Robinson, of course, scored those 9 goals against St. Joe's earlier this season.
Assisted by number 19, Mike Robinson.
Yeah, I really like the makeup of this Delaware attack. I think at any point, any 3 of them can really take over a game. Robinson is way more comfortable carrying the ball than I even realized, and I think all 3 of those guys really complement themselves really well. You're seeing KURTZ shooting ability on display, and we know about Kitchen and what he can do as well.
TYE KURTZ has been really good so far today, and it hasn't been, it's not like it's unsettled in terms of early offense, but in the unsettled off of ground balls, and there was a failure to advance on Fairfield. Didn't get it across before 60 seconds, and that's going to be a quick delay of game. Our officials today, and we're not going to let that go, and so another man-up opportunity for Delaware. Can't throw that ball away, Davey. Just put it down.
No, you can't do that. And I'll tell you, that is one of the biggest frustrations for coaches when that happens, and they end up with the penalty. Just, self-inflicted wounds, and certainly in a game like this, well, with this rivalry and how close it's going to be, you certainly don't want to give anything like that away.
And in talking to Andrew Baxter this week about that Providence game, that's what he was saying. There were just a couple of moments where he felt like they turned it over or made some mistakes that ended up costing him in the one-goal game. However, what a takeaway from Jake Timon.
Yeah, great takeaway. We're seeing a couple times in a row now the Fairfield defense really up to the challenge. They're swarming. They're playing fast and aggressive and with confidence now, and it's really nice to see.
We've got some... For a team in Fairfield that's still, that it obviously comes back from last year, they've got a lot of veteran leadership on that back end. Timon's a grad student, Tyler Burns a grad student, and George Elmquist a senior. Some guys who have been through it here for Fairfield as they try to kill off the rest of this penalty as we near 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Back out top to STROUGH, that hit the post.
STROUGH is not afraid to pull it from range, that is for sure.
No, that was a bullet from distance.
He's got a rocket.
McCormick starts the clear as Delaware and Owen Grant bring it over midfield. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. See if they can create one more look. I don't know if Robinson knows how much time is left.
Again, just Delaware not pushing the issue here.
Accioni from distance. And so it's a one-goal Blue Hens lead after one. We had some excitement in the first 15 minutes. Fairfield went down early, responded in a big way. In Delaware, though, with a couple of goals late to take a 4-3 lead after one. Second quarter action coming up on Lax Sports Network. Start of the second quarter here from Rafferty Stadium in Fairfield, Connecticut. What a start for TYE KURTZ, the junior out of Ontario, with 3 goals and an assist so far. He's now got 10 goals on the season, second on this team with the 10 goals. Second guy to get to double digits here in the first 5 games for the Blue Hens. However, at the face-off X, it has been a Frankie Labetti hot start for Fairfield as they get another victory here at the X and a possession to start the second quarter. Travis Eldridge, Davey Emila back with you. Patrick Drake in trouble and has it taken away.
Yeah, Fairfield there just trying to get into that early offense that we've been talking about right in the start of the second quarter. You see there the face-off guy even staying on the field to set that down screen, but Delaware was up to the task defensively.
And I thought it was interesting in talking to Andrew Baxter about, all right, what do you envision your program being in terms of what the style of play looks like? And he said, look, we want to go and run and have fun and high-paced offense, but a lot of it is just simplifying things. So for the offense, it's not having to think about too much. It's making quick, fast decisions, which is what makes it up-tempo and fast, instead of really having to think through what your play is going to look like.
Yeah, I really like that message, and I think just as more and more time goes by and Coach Baxter's message sinks into the team, they're going to be getting better and better and more comfortable with that style of play.
That was like a little off-speed pitch coming out of the cross of KURTZ. He's able to get stopped by Consoli, the freshman, and a chance for Fairfield to clear.
You know, you mentioned, Travis, in the first quarter there, just the experience of the Fairfield defense. It's nice to have that when you have a freshman goalkeeper in cage there for you.
Yeah, 100%. And little issues getting it over midfield, but they finally do. As Listava settles things down. We've not said Dylan Beckwith's name much. Credit to Owen Grant, the junior defenseman. He has been on Beckwith for most of the start of this game, and he's done a nice job on the standout grad student out of Wantagh, New York.
Yeah, he has done a really nice job. And I still like to see Beckwith go at him, whether it's just one-on-one or bringing a short stick to him to try to pick off Grant and try to create that separation.
Here is Beckwith, top of the box. Gets it over to Kyle Borda. Second midfield unit on for the Stags. Now Barnard Gets to the right hand and a stop by Matt Kilkeary. Just the second save for Delaware here today.
Similar to a shot there we saw in the first quarter, just the sort of east-west dodging, then re-squaring and getting your hands free. I think just the difference there was that low-to-low shot, not changing planes, and Kilkeary was up to the task.
Across to Robinson, and the Canadians connecting again. Kurtz to Robinson. It's a 2-goal Delaware lead.
Yeah, Kurtz there returning that favor. And again, you just see the box background from both of these guys, just the in tight spaces, right? Just don't bother them one bit at all. And then those extra fakes to move the goalie, they're just so good at, and they've done it so many times. Really nice finish there by Robinson, set up by Kurtz.
Unsettled situation, and give a lot of credit to the start of that clear. I believe it was Owen Grant who started things, a long pass ahead to Kurtz, and it automatically created numbers as Fairfield was trying to get back. But another face-off win here for Labetti. Going right to the goal, his stick was deflected, but a backup there for the Stags, and they keep possession.
Yeah, Labetti's doing a nice job there at the X, keeping pressure on this Delaware defense, continuing to give his Fairfield teammates here offensive opportunities. Just need to connect and cash in on a couple to build that momentum back up.
And Labetti is a guy who actually has benefited from the rule change at the face-off X. Remember, this year it's standing neutral grip only. No more knee-down face-offs as we've seen in the past. But Labetti actually used to use standing neutral grip, even in the old rules, as a way to kind of change things up. So for him, this is something that he already had experience doing. So these rule changes actually kind of benefiting Fairfield in that situation.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see just the different face-off individuals that it affects to seem to be the most. Obviously, ones that really have experience with that standing neutral are going to have an advantage.
This is Ford, the midfielder, inverting, trying to get across the crease. He's got a short stick matchup. Nice.
It seems to be another thing that Fairfield is looking to do is get that invert. You see Beckwith up top there, almost operating as a midfielder.
Oh man, that rung off a helmet.
Nice, hard, tough play there. Short stick D midi, get in front of a shot. Teammates got to love that.
Yeah, that you could hear that crisp off the lid of the Blue Hens here. Let's see who it was. That was Harrison Ewing who just wore that one. That's when you check the chin strap.
Right.
Beckwith trying to go with the one hand, couldn't get it across. Low shot clock situation, and so it would have been a shot clock violation anyway.
We've seen him convert on those one hands before.
We have. We saw it a couple of years ago. He has that kind of shot.
He does.
Just couldn't quite get that one around. And so Reed, Kurtz, and company go for the clear. This is Peter St. Jem who gets it to the offensive midfield unit. Cam Accioni.
I think Delaware's done a great job in their clearing game. Just has been very poised. A lot of that has to do with Owen Grant and the way he's been able to start these clears.
On the run, a shot wide. Jake DeMar.
See if Kitchen wants to get a run off the end line here.
Kitchen held without a point in that first quarter. It's been the Canadians on the attack unit. Kurtz and Robinson putting on the show so far. Kitchen gets it across. One more pass to Robinson. The lefty trying to get that hand free, behind the back is wide.
Again, you see that creative Canadian influence there.
Give a lot of credit to both defenses in terms of the known guys, whether it's Kitchen or Beckwith, have not been the guys doing most of the scoring so far. They've made it be some of the supporting casts for both teams to provide most of the offense.
Yeah, that's another great point, Travis. You can really see, too, the defenders that are guarding those stars are dead set on not letting that matchup get out of hand. They want to make sure they're staying. Wow.
What a finish in front. There's Charlie Kitchen right on cue.
just as we were talking about how the defenders were doing such a great job of keeping him off the board. But again, Charlie Kitchen just seeing his skill set to go along with. We've seen him as a dodger. We've seen him operate with his left and his right hand, but now staying strong in front of the net, right? Being able to pick this ball up, being creative. And again, he spent some time now with Kurtz, with Robinson, and up north playing box. And I think this is a lot of that influence from there you're seeing here in this play. Nice shot there by Kitchen.
The BTB goes for Kitchen. Delaware scores the first couple here in the second. Blue Hens with a 3-goal lead here early on. 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Delaware with a 6-3 lead here on LSN in our CAA Game of the Week on the road in Fairfield, Connecticut. Charlie Kitchen, the 2019 co-CAA Offensive Player of the Year, with a goal so far today to go along with a hot start for this Blue Hens team. And Davey, he may also just be the most interesting player in college lacrosse, as he has now pulled into a tie in career points in the CAA with Robert Church, the former Drexel standout, with 194 career points in his Delaware career. We found out this week that he actually gives himself tattoos, Davey.
Wow, is that right? I did not know that.
Yeah, as Frankie Labetti with an answer for Fairfield. Second straight one that he's won to himself. This one he cans home.
Nice job by Labetti there. We've seen now a couple times he's won that face-off to himself and has dished it off to his teammates. Just decided this time he's going to take matters into his own hands, just continue to go right down the middle of the street and put one away here to give Fairfield some momentum.
He has had a really good start, especially to the second quarter at the face-off X. And right on cue, when his team needed a goal to get back within 2, he provides it. And now he takes his seat as they send the freshman Dylan Smith to the face-off X. Freshman out of Yorktown Heights, New York.
That's going to be key for Fairfield to keep that dominance going at the face-off X, especially if Delaware is going to continue to get valuable offensive possessions and cash in their opportunities.
Remember, this is a Fairfield team that is comfortable playing in these types of games. We saw it back on Wednesday. They trailed by multiple goals a couple of different times against Providence, but were able to work their way back as Robinson goes low to high just over the bar.
Didn't hold anything back on that one. Didn't care how far away he was. That was coming out hot.
TYE KURTZ with the backup. Kurtz, Robinson, and Kitchen have now combined for 5 goals and 4 assists in this first half. This attack unit is potent.
Yeah, they really are. And it just starts with how well they complement each other. You know, with having Kitchen back in X, he's able to play that quarterback role, getting to his right and his left. But then you have those box players, Robinson on the left, Kurtz on the right, flanking each other just as they would in the indoor game. And everyone feels very comfortable making their plays. You know, they keep getting better and better each week.
Here's Kitchen against Tyler Burns.
Good job.
Draws a slide, and the pass right into the stick of Consoli.
Nice job there by Tyler Burns and just the Fairfield defense overall, sticking with it and continuing just to press. Charlie, he's a load, Kitchen, when he's dodging with that ball on his stick. He puts his shoulder down, and they're doing a great job just staying in front of him and getting their sticks up in those passing lanes to avoid those skip passes.
So we've seen Charlie Kitchen, the standout for Delaware offensively, get going here in the second. Now let's see what we can get out of Dylan Beckwith, the star for Fairfield. Had 5 points in the season opening loss to Providence, 2 goals, 3 assists. This is Ford coming downhill, and Drake out there for the backup.
It's hard to stop Ford from getting downhill.
Especially with a short stick matchup.
Down. That is correct.
Here's Patrick Drake.
So they got Drake with the short stick now.
And he was trying to play that 2-man game with Ford. A little miscommunication, turns it over.
I think that's something now Coach Baxter might talk to his team about when they watch this film. Again, as you emphasize, Travis, keeping it simple, right? Not getting too fancy. If that pass isn't there, just moving it in front of you instead of trying to make that difficult play.
And good job in the ride kind of taking options away from Delaware. So here comes Taylor STROUGH for Fairfield. Already seen STROUGH with a man-up goal today. He's got one heck of a shot.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they can get Beckwith going behind the cage with a two-man game to draw that attention low and then have STROUGH set up in a shooting position. Because like you said, he has a rocket.
Once again, inverting forward. Trying to body his way, draws the slide, and good active stick there. I believe it was Owen Grant coming over to help and causes the turnover.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, this guy, I mean, we mentioned 2 games this season. He missed 2 of the games. He's played in 2, 11 caused turnovers coming in.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And not only that, we've seen just what he's able to do on the clear and these long distance passes that are right on the money. He's affecting the game positively in a lot of different ways.
Canadian long pull out of the Everest Academy. As that one, I'm not sure if that was a pass or a shot, but it's sent wide by Demetrius Stevenson.
Seems to be a strategy here that Delaware likes and they're going to stick with, is just going at these midfielders, trying to sweep hard across to their strong hands as opposed to getting down the alleys, opening up some good shooting lanes and skip lanes for them.
Stevenson just over the bar. Still 43 seconds on the shot clock here for Delaware. Coming from the wing, this is Scott. And he picks up the pull. Nice stop by Consoli.
Yeah, really nice save there, but again, you just see the no hesitation and fear of taking these shots, both Robinson and Kurtz with their abilities to drop their hands. But again, Consoli,
look out,
up to the challenge. A little trouble there, though.
Kitchen has it sent right into his stick. Robinson. Credit Fairfield to getting back. When your goalie turns it over right there towards the top of the box, that is almost always a recipe for a goal going the other way. But the Stags able to drop back and force Delaware to set up their offense. This is Justin Scott, the transfer from Hobart, grad student. As you've got a timeout for Delaware. The Blue Hens want to talk things over with 4:50 to go here in the first half. And Davey, we continue to talk about these Canadians for Delaware. Robinson with a goal and a couple of assists, but TYE KURTZ has been on fire to start this game.
Yeah, they've been the difference makers in this game, again, with their ability to drop their hands in just a little bit of space that they need to be effective, both being opportunistic and within their offense. I'll tell you, it's reminded me a little bit, Travis, of the Archers in the way that Marcus Holman and Will Manny flank their right and left side and just have the midfielders like Tom Schreiber sweep across the top. It puts the defense in a really tough position because you either got to slide to that midfielder or leave one of those shooters on the right or left side, and they're able to get their hands free. So really nice job by Delaware's offense, and they're executing the way they want to.
Will Manny, of course, a CAA player himself, former UMass star. One of the guys that Charlie Kitchen is chasing after when it comes to the CAA career points number, as Kitchen continues to climb that pole. You see it there. Ryan Tierney, of course, taking over that lead this season, now up to 216 career points. The Hofstra senior has just been stellar, but I think when you go back to KURTZ, I mean, this is a guy who had very limited field experience, but he came in onto the scene as a freshman and has just not missed a beat. He was the Rookie of the Year back in 2019, was having a really good season last year, had 13 goals, 14 assists in 6 games for Delaware before the season was cut short. They then add in Mike Robinson out of the Culver Academy, and all of a sudden, with Charlie Kitchen getting an extra year, Coach Ben DeLuca has found one heck of an attack unit.
He really has. We're seeing that on full display here today. And I think ultimately, too, it's a mindset and a confidence thing. These guys are at practice every day, and the other players get to see just their creativity and the things that they're able to do. That drives them to then go work on their game and work on those things. So as good as those guys are individually, it has a massive effect on the offense and the team as a whole.
Fairfield looks like he's dropped into his zone. A kick save by Consoli.
Big time save right there.
Delaware had found a spot right in front of the zone, in the middle of that Fairfield zone, right on the crease, and Consoli, the last line of defense, already 6 saves today.
I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with him. Just not only his saves and those 6 saves, a lot of them have been on the doorstep, but the way he's commanding the clear and ride. Oh, wow.
Oh, Taylor STROUGH sting in the corner.
What was that we were just saying about STROUGH getting to a shooting position? That is exactly why right there. He has an absolute cannon. We've been saying it all day long, but geez, hands free. Another one just poked absolutely in the corner. No goalie's getting in front of that. Really nice shot there by STROUGH.
And give the assist to Dylan Beckwith from his knees. So Beckwith picks up his first point. He doesn't even need to be on his feet to do it. And Taylor STROUGH, with his second goal today, had a hat trick in the loss to Providence on Wednesday. So he's now up to 5 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, if I'm Fairfield, I'm figuring out ways to get him the ball in a shooting position, because if that thing's on cage, it's going to be really difficult to stop. Big play there from Beckwith, as you mentioned there, Travis. Really, you know, when things aren't going exactly the way you want them, sometimes it takes that gritty, tough play to sort of get you out of it, and now the confidence starts flowing, feeling a little bit more comfortable, and look to see him turn on the gas here.
That was a violation before things were even set on Delaware. And so it's another face-off win for Frankie Labetti. And an opportunity for the Stags to pull back even here. Remember, Delaware led 6-3 here in this second quarter. This is Osborne back to STROUGH. Davey, is it one of those situations you want to feed the hot hand in STROUGH if you can here?
Yeah, I think so, but I think also just running your best offensive sets, whatever that is, and continuing the movement that they're doing. But STROUGH, as we've said, you know, getting him into shooter spots with his hands free, it's just really difficult to save that. So I'd look to go there, but also create movement with our 2-man games and things that have been working all day long.
Jason Sider, the short stick with a takeaway. That was a pretty play by the short stick defensive midfielder for the Blue Hens.
It was, and you know, chance for Fairfield there to tie things up. Delaware puts its foot in the ground, make sure that does not happen. They're not going to overtake momentum, give their offense a chance here to take back control.
And so KURTZ settles things down. This is Mark Bida, the senior out of New Jersey. Probably remember his brother Scott Bida, who was a standout at Rutgers, now a coach on the Lafayette staff.
We had some good years together on the Cannons there.
That's for sure. This is the freshman Accioni. Across to KURTZ.
Double team coming, someone's open.
Robinson back to Jessen. 15
nice
seconds left here on the shot clock. Now Charlie Kitchen giving it a go. Jump shot is wide. Did not hit anything, so only 7 seconds left to work for the Blue Hens.
Kitchen, if he can put that on, he can get that shot anytime he wants, just with his size and skill and ability to turn there.
And a heads-up play there by TYE KURTZ with the shot clock winding down just to send it to the corner.
Yep, they'll set up the ride here.
STROUGH comes to get it, and no problem crossing midfield.
Again, though, that throw from Consoli, right? It seems like a simple task, but just freshman goalie making sure your clearing passes are dialed in and on the money to give this chance to have those possessions. Impressive again by the freshman.
By the way, Consoli, the freshman, starting in goal for Fairfield because James Corsiniti, the starter the last couple of seasons for the Stags, is out for the year with a shoulder injury. Suffered that injury in the offseason, so no Corsiniti this year for the Stags, which meant kind of a little bit of chaos in the goalie room for Fairfield. They end up with the freshman in Colin Consoli. Stepped out from STROUGH, this time Kilkiri up to the stop.
That's what you want if you're Fairfield, especially winding down into the second quarter. They generate a high-quality look there, just really nice save. See if Delaware is going to take advantage of their opportunity now.
A lofting pass, and they get it into the box. And Delaware calls a timeout here with a 6-5 lead and under a minute to go in the first half. with the Bidens taking over in the White House, it means that the University of Delaware now has an alumnus who is in the White House. Not only did Joe Biden, President Joe Biden, graduate from Delaware, but his wife Jill also did, Dr. Jill Biden. And it goes along with some other notable alums, none more notable, though, than our very good friend Evan Washburn, Davey.
Oh, you said it. I think Evan certainly headlines the list. He is a star. There's no doubt about that. But a lot of great talent here. Curtis Dixon, John Grant Jr., legendary scorers and lacrosse players overall. I remember playing Curtis Dixon in college when he was at Delaware. And, you know, being a Ravens fan, guy from Baltimore, Joe Flacco's near and dear to my heart as well. So a lot of connections here.
By the way, Evan, if you're watching, you got some work to do. You're not on the Wikipedia page of notable Delaware alums, so luckily we knew it. So get to talking to somebody to get it on the Wikipedia page. But I thought it was interesting with Delaware, and you see guys like John Grant Jr. and Curtis Dixon, Canadians who have come to play for this program. In talking with Ben DeLuca this week, we asked, like, is that part of it? And while it's not part of exactly why TYE KURTZ and Mike Robinson come to play for Delaware, he did admit, like, look, it's part of the lineage. There's a tradition there, and if they can use that to their advantage to get more Canadians into this program, why not?
Yeah, there's no reason not to. And like I said, going back to the conversation we had earlier, it's more than just the individual talent from the players, but just the different dynamics from the box game that they're able to bring to the field game permeates throughout the entire group and forces everyone to be more creative and think differently about their game. So we're seeing it on full display from those guys. But, you know, Charlie Kitchens is someone that directly benefited from having the time playing, being flanked by Robinson and Kurtz.
Yeah, we were talking with Charlie earlier this week, and I asked him, what'd you pick up from the Canadians here? And he said one of the most notable things he said is they dip their pizza in different dipping sauces. So Charlie Kitchen, a New Jersey kid, is not a fan of dipping pizza. He's more of the standard, just grab a slice.
There's a whole bunch of different locker room stuff. We could go down a list that the Canadians like to bring to the table. That's great.
Under 30 seconds to go in the half, and Delaware cashes in. It's Robinson on the wing. Another Canadian, his second goal of the day.
I believe that was from Kurtz there, from at X. Again, just simple play. Robinson just moving it through X, getting himself in position there to a shooting spot. Kurtz right back to him, catch and shoot. Just playing faster than the defense. That's being aware, being really talented, and you see those guys working together really well.
I mean, how about this first half for TYE KURTZ? Now 3 goals and 3 assists. Robinson with 2 and 2. The 2 of them combining for 10 points as Delaware is back up by 2 with 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, they are filling up the stat sheets. 3 and 3 is a good game stat. He's got it for the first half.
Face-off win for the Blue Hens, but it's turned back over. It was Roland Hockenberry taking the draw that time. Robinson tracks it down.
Here.
Ball deflected in front. Couple of seconds left. One more look. Goes high in the cage, and so the Blue Hens lead by 2 after 2. It was a fun first half between these two CAA rivals. The Blue Hens led 4-3 after 1. Fairfield went down by 3 early in that second quarter, but the Stags able to fight back, and they trail by only 2 through this first half. More fun coming up in the second half, but for now, we step aside. We send you back inside the LSN studios after this. Travis Eldridge and Davey Emila back with you as we get ready for the start of the third quarter from Fairfield, Connecticut, our CAA game of the week, as the Blue Hens have a 7-5 lead on the road after 2. As we take a look at our first half highlights, Davey, it was the Canadians that started things, including TYE KURTZ.
They certainly did. TYE KURTZ showing you his incredible shooting ability there, both off of ball movement and just being opportunistic. Basically, anytime he has his hands free in front of the net, he has the ability to put it past the keeper, and that's been on full display today. And
then Charlie Kitchen with the goal of the first half going BTB, but Fairfield's got some stellar offensive talent as well. Taylor STROUGH with a pair, and they were able to also get some things going off the faceoff. Great first half from Frankie Labetti.
Yeah, Lebetti's been huge for Fairfield. He's going to have to keep that up here in the second half to make sure they're getting enough possessions, to make sure they're putting enough in the back of the net here, and then getting the ball to guys like this, STROUGH, to just absolutely ping corners.
I mean, that was a snipe from STROUGH, his second of the day. Dylan Beckwith, though, with just 1 point, and we came in talking about Charlie Kitchen and Dylan Beckwith as these two veteran stars on these respective offenses. Both of them held to just 1 point in that first half. Credit the defenses trying to take away some of those number one options for either team. However, both teams have more than one option offensively.
Yeah, we certainly have seen that. These teams both have the ability to put up a lot of points. Expect nothing different here in the second half.
We're underway here in the third quarter. Face-off won forward by Delaware. And a good ground ball win in traffic by Jason Sider. We got a flag down. A short stick D midi as they've gone to Roland Hockenberry, the face-off man. Jake Herveda has been out here the last couple of face-offs. So maybe Delaware tried to change things up with how good Frankie Lebetti has been for Fairfield. And the Blue Hens a possession here to start the third quarter with a flag coming.
Yeah, I think Delaware, they don't want to give Lebetti the ability to win the ball forward to himself anymore and get a fast break automatically. I think they want to make it more of a ground ball here, more of a 50-50 scrap, and they feel confident in the ability to come up with those.
The bounce shot goes for Robinson. He's got a hat trick.
Again, just more and more of the guys we're talking about, Robinson and Kurtz. Again, Robinson now operating on that lefty wing. You see his ability to just take these feeds off of ball movement, right? I love these swing passes, again, coming from Kurtz. Just gets top side off of a defender that overcommitted and then puts this ball low to low. Nice little jab step and then getting top side there. Another, box move there for Robinson. Really, really impressive.
That was, it was like he was trying to skip a rock. Robinson skips it off the turf. He's now got 19 goals on the season. 5 points today, 3 goals to go along with a couple of assists, and it is a man-up face-off for Delaware. The goal does not wipe off the penalty, so an extra man opportunity for the Blue Hens if they can win this face-off. It is Hockenberry who wins it back. And so a chance for an extra man opportunity for the Blue Hens.
Yeah, this half really couldn't have started any better for Delaware, getting that initial man-up opportunity and cashing in, getting a goal, now having this additional opportunity to get more separation from Fairfield, going to keep them on their heels. Really just ball movement and accurate passing with some nice plays by the wings have been the formula here on offense for Delaware.
Kitchen once again operating at the top of the box of this extra man unit for the Blue Hens. No look pass down low. Shot is scooped high.
You have Robinson and Kurtz there flanking Kitchen, right? So those low pipe passes are going to be open as the defense presses up to deny it from those guys.
No look pass down on the doorstep. Nice save by Consoli. Flag down. See what the officials say for this one. How about the stop by the freshman?
I was going to say, either way, he's just really demonstrating that ability to stand tall inside, right? He doesn't flinch. That's so impressive to see just from a freshman. You think a guy with that experience that has to be older to have that really confidence and strength to stand in there, but we've seen Consoli do it multiple times now today.
So this ball is going to stay with the Blue Hens. I don't see another player off. It's still five players on for Fairfield. They're going to reset the shot clock on the penalty. They may have determined that was a loose ball push instead of a push with possession. And so the extra man continues here for the Blue Hens. Accioni, now Robinson. And penalty released right on cue.
They might get one back.
How about that effort coming out of the box from Brendan Dreyer? I mean, he came out of the box like he was being fired out of a cannon.
Yep, that's what you want if you're Fairfield. Just be able to sneak in. Delaware didn't recognize it, and all of a sudden, ball's going the other way.
It almost looked like he came from around midfield. He kind of took a roundabout way to get there. It may have just thrown Delaware off, not expecting him to come from that angle.
Yeah, just a good job by box substitution there, getting the defender off, allowing him to get to the center of the field. Much better of an angle to attack from and try to cause a turnover, which we saw.
And so the Blue Hens now go down a man as TYE KURTZ gets called for a push. So a 30-second man up now for Fairfield early in this third quarter.
I think big possession here for Fairfield just to get themselves going here in the second half. Delaware is off to a hot start, right? Fairfield now with a man-up opportunity. Important to execute, get your guys touches, get to your best play, and put this one home.
We have not said Patrick Drake's name a whole lot today from Fairfield. Had 3 goals and 3 assists in the opener. Yet to record a point today. Let's see if Fairfield can get him going here in the second half. That pass deflected, trying to get through. Goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Stags. Dylan Beckwith was looking for another call.
It's tough to make that pass there, keeping it on the same side of the offensive possession. You want to get that defense moving, and off of that ball movement is when those skip lanes are going to get open as long as they're staying nice and spaced out.
4 seconds left on the penalty. STROUGH. Skip pass down low to Drake. Dodges and he scores! Right on cue, the junior out of Delaware gets it to a 2-goal game.
Yeah, really impressive play overall here by Drake. Able to handle this tough pass, this skip pass with the time grinding down, right? Stays poised, handles the ball, then gets underneath, puts his hard into the ground here to get back upfield, and then just sneaks that ball in near side corner. But again, that's a tougher move than it looks like to get back upfield and avoid the crease. Really nice job there by Drake.
You say sneak. I still don't know how Kilkiri didn't get a piece of that. He was right on that pipe, and somehow Drake got it by him.
The tiniest amount of net that was showing, he was able to pick that out. That was all that was showing.
And a violation on... Wait, hold on. This is all sorts of confusion. Delaware picked up the ball. Was that some gamesmanship from Fairfield? Whoever it was...
Gamesmanship strategy, maybe they got lucky. I'm not sure here.
Harrison Ewing picked up the ball after they... I don't think he remembered which way Delaware was going. Frankie Labetti, credit to him from Fairfield, the faceoff man, this is what he's been doing throughout. If there's a violation, he sprints right into the offensive area. And he lets somebody else offensively come pick it up. So watch this, the ball's still at midfield. Harrison Ewing picks it up despite the fact, and the officials actually took a second to realize that it actually is not Delaware ball, it's Fairfield ball.
So that's got to be a delay game.
Right, and that's why they threw the flag. So the officials are going to discuss things here. And we're going to get a conference between Ben DeLuca and Andrew Baxter as they discuss what went on here. The officials did clearly point it was Fairfield ball.
Right.
And there is just some confusion because usually, in most cases, and most of these guys are used to it, the face-off man then picks up the ball and starts going, but Fairfield has a different strategy where they let somebody else come pick up the ball. It almost feels like it's a hidden ball trick.
Well, I like it because it's part of their early offense. It's all right, we're going to get our guys in, and they're going to come out and set picks. We'll try to get something early, and then they'll get off, and worked out for them very nicely right there.
So a 30-second...
Probably not in the way they anticipated.
No, 30-second penalty on Delaware. Another man-up opportunity for the Stags. This is STROUGH back to Beckwith at the top. STROUGH stepping down, and he cans it.
He's just not afraid to pull the trigger.
A hat trick for the senior out of Lloyd Harbor, New York. STROUGH is putting on a shooting show.
He really is. And really, just before that ended the second quarter, we saw STROUGH have another time in room that actually got saved. And I could see that he was upset with himself, and he really wanted that one back. So he got his opportunity here. Another one uses the defender really nicely as a screen. Tough for the goalie to see. And again, perfect placement, bouncing that off-stick hip. Going to be a tough save for any goalie. STROUGH is a really elite shooter.
Bouncers will go today in Fairfield, Connecticut. We've seen both teams use the turf here in the third quarter. And the Stags have pulled this back to a one-goal game. Labetti able to win the face-off as he tracks down the ground ball.
It certainly has been more of a 50-50 battle this half, though, at the face-off X.
Yeah, credit to Delaware. They have made this more of a battle as the face-off battle is now within 2. STROUGH coming out of the box. Look out.
Feeling it. I like it. Feeling it. That's what you're talking about, feeding the hot hand. That's for sure.
That was a heat check from Taylor STROUGH.
I like it, though, and that's the aggressiveness that Andrew Baxter wants, right? Let's play fast. Let's get these shots off early and often.
This is Beckwith. He's flanked by Lestaba there at X. Draws the double team. Stepping down, another one. 3 unanswered for Fairfield. This time it's Trent Moran stepping in.
Yeah, nice shot there by Trent Moran, but really this starts with Beckwith, and I know we've said he's had a tougher go today with not necessarily points, but he's able to draw that double team and get that ball out of the stick. One more pass to a wide open shooter ultimately leads to that goal. So that starts with that great teamwork and two-man game at the beginning, and then a nice finish as well.
And that's the attention that a player like Dylan Beckwith will garner. He's 4th all-time in Fairfield history in points. He has had a stellar career for the Stags, but he draws a lot of defensive attention. So it's the other guys that have been asked to step up, and here in the third quarter, we're seeing it from guys in the midfield like Moran and STROUGH.
Yeah, and that was really impressive ball control by Beckwith. You could see the Delaware defenders made that decision that they thought they had him in a good spot and they were going to double with no questions asked there, and he was able to avoid that and get that pass off accurately, which again led to that goal.
So we're all knotted up at 8 apiece. Delaware had taken that 3-goal lead early in the third quarter, but Fairfield responding. Same thing we saw from this Stags team back on Wednesday against Providence. They go down by a couple, but never stopped fighting. However, TYE KURTZ responds. That's number 4.
Yeah, and I know he's probably hearing us talk about STROUGH at the other end as being such an elite shooter, and he's saying, hey, wait a second, watch me. And again, he's just showing his ability to really just be so creative. You see, he uses, again, the defender as a screen here, shooting around the stick. They say often in the box game, the head of your stick has eyes. Even if you don't have a good perspective, that stick head of yours does, and that's a great example of that there by KURTZ. And he is an incredible shooter, and he's putting that on display fully today.
And it's a different type of shooting prowess. It seems like KURTZ maybe a little bit more creative. STROUGH is more the power.
Yeah, absolutely. KURTZ, I think, is from different angles. He's going to use defenders. He's going to put in more strategic spots. And then STROUGH absolutely just will unload a cannon that if you don't pick up on it early, it's going to be in the back of the net pretty quickly.
Got a big battle for this loose ball. It's won by the Blue Hens. Unsettled situation. 3-on-1, stopped by Consoli. Man, the freshman staring down the barrel.
Another impressive save there by Consoli. And again, that was on KURTZ there. And I know we mentioned earlier in the game, we thought that he didn't need to make one more pass. And takes that advice this time. Just goes low to low. And I think Consoli just sees it all the way. You can see he starts with his hands down by his waist and then goes that low to low, as I said. I think bringing it up back high like he's done previously would be the answer. But again, nice job by Consoli.
However, yet another flag was down, so Lucas Pedersen goes to the box for a slash. Another 1-minute extra man. That has been the trend in this third quarter. I think we've had about 30 seconds of even strength lacrosse in the second half so far. This is KURTZ on the wing. Accioni, he took a shot high.
See what they...
No flag.
Sort of their first movement not being successful. See what they morph into here. Any roll-offs off the crease. Try to create those skip lanes. Keep the ball hot.
Kitchen, bounce shot! Extra man goal for the Blue Hens, as I think that was Accioni who paid the price on that goal.
Yeah. He really did. That's an impressive shot there. Really not much angle. And as we said, you know, the initial movement from the Delaware offense didn't work, so they were working on that next phase of the offense, and really just does a great job catching this ball, taking a couple steps upfield, and then getting that tough bounce shot there past Consoli. Taking a hit, too, showing you some toughness. Really nice execution there by Delaware.
That was Cam Accioni with his second goal of the game, 4th of the season. And he gets tended to on the sideline as he took a shot up high as he finished.
Yeah, Accioni is a really, you know, another critical piece of this offense. And I know, we're talking a lot about the attackmen and what they bring, but guys like Accioni are the ones who really get the defense moving as they sweep across the top and feed those guys. He is, you know, really valuable in a lot of different ways.
Peterson scoops up the loose ball for Fairfield, but Delaware takes it right back. What's the call? It's something on the Blue Hens. This gives it to the Stags.
I like it. A lot of sticks are swinging. Tough rides are going on. It must be a conference game.
Drake going right to the hole, and he shoots wide.
Nice take by Drake there, though. I think he needs to continue to do that, be nice and assertive here on offense, get to his spots. As we see, he really likes to operate on that righty wing, getting underneath. Just wasn't able to finish that one, but keep generating those high-quality opportunities.
Both teams conferencing up here, as there was a flag down. I think we are man up for Fairfield again. Another flag. This has been
back and forth we go.
Talk about welcome back to CAA Lacrosse.
That's right.
At 8 minutes 51 seconds of the quarter.
Mike
Important
Robinson.
though for Fairfield.
Oh, STROUGH had a look there, but he couldn't grab it. Nice job by Beckwith. He goes over the midfield line, but they had reset the shot clock. So he was able to go over midfield because it was the first 20 seconds of the shot clock. The no-look pass deflected. Ends up in the stick of Kilkiri. Back to even strength.
Was just going to say on the other end, important for Fairfield to not let this goal differential get to 3. Now we see Delaware with a chance to make that happen and really set the tone for the 4th quarter.
And that was the thing that Andrew Baxter was hoping to take away from that Providence game. He felt like they would pull the game even. They just made a couple of mistakes and opportunities where they could have taken a lead, and they didn't take advantage. Something he was hoping they could change if they were in a similar situation here today. And Delaware has been up to the challenge. Every time Fairfield's gone on a run, the Blue Hens have answered. Here's Kitchen, back to Accioni. Kitchen trying to get that hand free. Good battle with Burns. Kitchen with the left hand, and nobody for the backup.
Credit Fairfield there too. You know, I like the pace and the way that Delaware's playing offense. They're sharing the ball, they're moving quickly, they're trying to generate those shots. Fairfield's just hanging in strong with them. They're staying in front of their guy. They're not giving up anything easy, and it's, you know, a part of why we're seeing such a great battle unfold here.
And a lot of credit to Tyler Burns. He has been a man on a mission against Charlie Kitchen today. He's allowed Kitchen to score just 1 goal.
No, you said it, Trav. That's another great point. And, you know, Kitchens, he's fighting to get to that island, right, where he's comfortable with that 5x5, and Burns is fighting him all along the way, not letting anything happen easy, let him get his hands free at the spots that Kitchen would like to.
Here's Listava working at X. The D3 transfer, bounce shot never got through. Moran got in the way. Ball still loose. Deflected back and tracked down by the short stick, St. Jim.
Starting to see more and more on those 50-50 ground balls or tough ground ball situations. Delaware has been coming up with a majority of them, and that tends to, that the difference will show more and more in that stat as the game goes on and possessions get tighter and tighter.
This is an experienced Delaware team in terms of games so far this season, riding a 3-game winning streak coming into today. However, you may forget with guys like Charlie Kitchen, who's a grad student, and Owen Grant, who's a junior, you have technically a senior in cage, there is some inexperience on this team. As the shot on the run gets sent wide. Sophomores and freshmen are littered all up and down this roster, but they've come to play so far in the first now 5 games of the season.
Yeah, they have, and they've shown that ability to keep continuing to get better week after week, and that is a lot of maturity and a lot of experience, and I think that's just going to continue to be the theme for this team in determining how far they can go.
Robinson's shot deflected. Accioni tracks it down. Another one of those 50-50 ground balls. This one picked up by Fairfield. Loose again, another big collision.
These guys are scrapping.
This is CAA Lacrosse. Here's Beckwith. Trying to go early, and now he takes it behind. Owen Grant right there. Dylan Beckwith is going to see Owen Grant in his dreams tonight.
He is. You can see even Beckwith, he has that elusiveness and ability to change direction and go both ways, and Owen Grant's just been, in his hands every step of the way, really playing a nice defensive game here tonight. Beckwith has got to continue to find ways that he can affect the game more and more, whether it's feeding, whether it's scoring, whether it's Grant slides off of him.
Moran sends it behind. Skip pass back out top, never got through. And STROUGH tracks it down. Still over 30 seconds in the shot clock. Lestaba gets a short stick matchup, and he cans it. The D3 transfer with his second goal of the game.
Yeah, learning more and more about Lestaba and his ability to change the direction, and we just saw him have a hard dodge from X, turn the corner. That one didn't go, right? We see it now up operating from really the elbow, hard jab step underneath, defender doesn't even get a hands on him, and then showing you some range with that shot, being able to stare a defender sliding right in his face, set your feet, and get that shot off. Really impressive play. Nice quick feet and good hands as well.
The transfer from Bates, the all-time leader in points in Bates history at 284 career points, was a key part of that Bates team that really turned things around with that program over the last 4 years. Has become a team to be reckoned with in the Division III level in the national landscape. As Fairfield wins another face-off, this time getting a 50-50 ground ball. Those ground balls, Davey, we've seen make all the difference so far today. Delaware has turned them into a couple of goals, and now Fairfield a chance to take advantage. However, they turned it over. And there's a flag.
Oh, man.
That's tough luck.
That's tough luck, and it's one thing that coaches always say is don't compound mistakes. When there's a turnover, then we try to make a play to get the ball back, and ends up with the flag as well. Just as you were saying, Travis, right on cue, those ground balls, those 50-50 situations, the clearing games and turnovers are just as important, and especially as we get low in the third quarter here and closer to the fourth quarter in a game that is already going back and forth, that is going to come more and more important.
Robinson stopped by Consoli, but that will trigger the penalty, and once again, Delaware goes man up here in the third quarter.
Something else, this pattern.
It has been a flag fest in the third quarter, and I mean, they've been warranted. It's just been a little sloppy at times with some of the stick work. Something you expect here early on in the season. This is conference play, but Stags are only playing their second game of the year, only the 5th game for Delaware. So both these teams still trying to get a feel for everything, and this is the result. So man up again, as Blue Hens have cashed in on 2 of 6 so far today. This is Robinson, back across, Kurtz! That low to high rip is dangerous.
It is dangerous, and neither him or Robinson have any hesitation about letting it go.
No, they are not gun shy at all.
No, not one bit. Doesn't matter who's in front of the net or how far away they are.
And there's Kitchen. Second of the day for Charlie. It's back to a 2-goal lead for the Blue Hens.
Yeah, nice shot there by Kitchen. You can see a little bit of that, oh, finally looking, and when he got that one to go, just, again, same shot that Kurtz really took just a little bit before him, just changing levels, going high to low, and again, showing you his range and that heat that Kitchen has, right? He can now operate anywhere on the field. We see him dodge from X, we see him feeding, and now we see him on that top right extra man shooter as well. So really, really a lot of skill in Kitchen to go with his 6'4", 215 frame.
So Kitchen scores his 3rd goal of the season, and the Blue Hens pick up a ground ball. Joe Spears on the face-off. And so a chance to add to this lead as we tick toward 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yep, and just like they have all game, not going to force the issue off the face-off, going to get their guys on, going to set their offense up and see if they can eat some more time off this clock, controlling the end of the 3rd quarter here. Another sweep across the top.
Gets it to Accioni. Now Robinson on this high near side wing. This is where he's had a lot of success operating so far today. Jessen now to Kurtz. And Kurtz will take his man behind. He's got a short stick on him. Accioni trying to squeeze that one near side. Kitchen wins the race.
That was a nice, really nifty play there by Accioni inside, even to get that shot off. I know it didn't go, but he is crafty as well. They got a lot of players on this Delaware offense.
Kitchen with a short stick, and now they get Burns back onto him. Kurtz again! Sizzling!
We knew that was going to be a shot.
That's a 5 spot for TYE KURTZ.
And why not? Let him keep shooting. I think, as soon as anytime Kitchens is going to Kurtz, we can assume a shot is even going to be very strongly considered, and rightfully so. Again, similar as that we've seen all game long, around a defender, dropping hands, bringing it back low to high. Kurtz has mastered that shot, mastered that area of the field. And really, if I'm Fairfield, I got to start thinking about taking that away somehow, of just either sitting on his right hand or trying to move him from that spot, because he's absolutely deadly from there.
TYE KURTZ now has 10 points today, 5 goals and 5 assists. What a game for the junior out of Ontario.
Really is, and I think he obviously can shoot, and it's a very elite shot, and he's going to be a goal scorer, and he's a guy that's going to continue to grow in his ability to score goals. But I love the assist, like you just mentioned, Travis. 10 points, just evenly balanced. It just shows you that he's very involved all over the field, whether it's tough ground balls, being opportunistic, so on and so forth. He's got a lot of upside, and he's showing it all tonight.
By the way, the 10 points ties a career high for TYE KURTZ. Under a minute to go, Dylan Beckwith has his shot saved.
See Beckwith being a little bit more aggressive, right? Seeing that clock go towards the 4th quarter now. Wants to make sure he's making something happen, not leaving anything out here.
See if the Stags can take a little momentum back here. Trailing by 3 again. They've already erased that 3-goal deficit a couple of times. This one, take it away. Under 10 seconds to go. Delaware trying to go quick. Couple of seconds here for Robinson. Sends that low worm burner. Consoli's shot would count if it went, but it didn't. And so that brings us to the end of 3. The Blue Hens with a 3-goal advantage, leading 12-9, thanks to the play of the Canadians. Mike Robinson and TYE KURTZ putting on a show, combining for 15 points so far. The Hens up by 3. TYE KURTZ has been shining bright under the lights here in Fairfield tonight. 10 points, which ties a career high. And apparently it's something about playing the Stags. Second game for TYE KURTZ in his career against Fairfield. He now has 10 points in both of them. Had 7 goals and 3 assists back as a freshman in 2019 against Fairfield. Obviously, they didn't play last year. And here in his second game against the Stags, he's got 10 points again. 5 goals, 5 assists so far. On the face-off, a flag down, and Delaware once again going on the man up here, Davey.
Picking up right where we left off in the third quarter, Travis. A couple more man-up opportunities.
Delaware a chance to add to this 3-goal lead. They have not led by 4 yet today, as Frankie Labetti trying to wrap check, and he gets called for the whistle. And credit Roland Hockenberry. He's come in and had some success against Labetti at the face-off X.
He has. He's allowed the Delaware to get a couple, possessions in a row with together. Labetti, that was unfortunate. He was trying to gain position and ended up being in his back. But you're right about that, and I think that's really, catapulted this run we're seeing Delaware currently on.
Kurtz again. This one blocked. Nice job by Peterson to get in the way.
Yeah, really, really tough play there by Peterson, especially on a guy who's been, lights out all day long, not skipping a beat.
And we are back to even strength as Fairfield will set up the offense. They have come back from down 3 goals a couple of times so far today, including in that third quarter. We're able to tie things up at 8 apiece. Did have a lead early in this game when they scored 3 unanswered. Here's Moran on the run. Oh, he had a man flashing there. It was Ford.
Fairfield really likes to operate with the ball behind and getting their shooters and shooting lanes here.
Good stop by Kilkiri on the doorstep. Here's Reed Kurtz. That is, that's Sider that brings it across. Reed Kurtz started that transition. That is the brother of Ty. The crazy thing about Reed, the close defenseman for Delaware, is he was recruited as an attackman. Played last year in the midfield. They gave him a pull this season because that's where they felt like they needed him. Like his brother Ty, had very little field experience coming to Delaware, and so they gave him a pull, and he's now starting. Another stop by Consoli.
Yeah, both these guys are just, pure lacrosse players. Just, enjoy being out there, and then sort of any role they're asked to do, they're able to do it really well.
Now 11 saves for the freshman Colin Consoli. Stopped 16 in his first collegiate game against Providence. Once again, right there around 50%. And for a freshman who didn't have a senior year of high school last year, give him a lot of credit for the success he's had stepping into the cage here for the Stags. Strough.
Yeah, he deserves it all.
He hit the pipe.
That's what they wanted.
He does not need a lot of space.
No, that's another big value there, is that big cannon of a shot is able to get off quickly, which makes it even harder on goalies to pick up and track.
Beckwith trying to squeeze that pass through, and Lestaba couldn't quite grab it. It was deflected on its way to him.
Got to credit the Delaware defense there, hanging strong, not letting Fairfield get back into it with any momentum, any goals.
3-goal Blue Hens lead. Jake DeMar to take his time as he gets it to Cam Accioni. He's got a couple of goals today. Scored his first 2 collegiate goals against NJIT earlier this season. The freshman out of Ontario. Canadians all over the field on both sides. This is Kitchen working from X. Accioni swims, bounce shot stopped by Consoli, but the rebound goes. Blue Hens up by 4 for the first time today.
Yeah, really nice awareness to catch that loose ball there, make that happen. Unfortunate for Consoli because they had a really nice save here on this shot prior. High percentage, getting to the middle of the field. That ball just gets up in the air. And again, Delaware, they've certainly won the battle of being opportunistic tonight. And again, we talk about just the 50-50 ground balls and loose balls. They've always been there to make something out of it, and there's another example right there.
It's Drew Linkadis, his first goal of the season, the sophomore out of Westchester, Pennsylvania. 3rd game of the year for him.
by number 6, Charlie Kitchen, unassisted at 11 minutes.
We got that 4-goal differential now that we've talked about, Travis.
TYE KURTZ scoops up the loose ball. And another possession for Delaware. There's a flag down too, by the way, so not only is it a possession, but also another penalty coming for Fairfield. And that's going to be one of the things that Andrew Baxter is going to take away from this game for the Stags, is they have gone man down just too many times here today.
Yeah, you're right, Travis. It's just too tough with the firepower they have on offense to ask your defense to continue to fight back from that, and your freshman goalie to keep making saves, as we see another goal here by Kitchen.
Kitchen with his fourth goal of the season, and the Blue Hens trying to put this one away.
Yeah, nice, and again, strong move here from Kitchen. And, one thing that happens when, Fairfield, who I give a ton of credit to their defense, give a ton of credit to Consoli, who they've been fighting all game, that wears on you after time, right? And Kitchen, who's a big load, having to get in front of him all 4 quarters eventually wears on the defense.
Fairfield calls a timeout. We'll take one as well. Blue Hens up by 5 in the 4th. Coming out of the Fairfield timeout, they're going man down yet again. Oh, excuse me, not man down. Sorry, the penalty wiped off by the Charlie Kitchen goal. So even strength here on this faceoff. And Davey, give a lot of credit to Roland Hockenberry at the faceoff X so far. He's come in for Jake Herveda. He's now won 10 of 16 against Frankie Labetti, who started this game red hot for Fairfield. However, just as soon as I give him credit, he goes early. I'll take that one as an announcer jinx. Patrick Drake behind to Lestaba. Big possession for the Stags. They try to claw their way back. They've done so a couple of times today, but facing their largest deficit of the game. Dodging from the wing, here's Travis Ford. Gets it back to Beckwith. It's been relatively quiet, just an assist today for Dylan Beckwith. STROUGH. And Lestaba has his shot saved by Kilkiri. Tough pass in the clearing game is turned back over. Drake goes back to get it. Beckwith. Down on the doorstep they had Moran wide open, but he couldn't make the catch. Possession continues.
That's one of those easy ones you need.
Yeah. And another save by Kilkiri.
Kilkiri's done a nice job as well today. I know we've talked a lot about Consoli. He's getting peppered with a lot of shots, but just in terms of being poised and operating that clearing game, and then also standing tall, we've seen a couple examples of that, and Kilkiri playing really well.
So with a 5-goal lead, nearing 8.5 to go, Delaware another possession. Beta sends it to Nick Jessen. Jessen down the alley, deflected off a Fairfield player, and that actually deflected right toward the goal. That would have been something.
That's when you know the ball's bouncing in your direction. But yeah, we'll see what Delaware does here, Travis, just in terms of their offensive strategy. I think they've done a really great job, and they want to make sure they play a complete game here. So that's controlling the clock, getting strong offensive possessions. They don't want to take their foot off the gas by any means, but definitely want to get high-quality opportunities here.
Robinson sends it high.
So I'm thinking of my comparisons here, Travis. I think for TYE KURTZ. TYE KURTZ, I know he's a righty, but continuing to, maybe it's mannerisms or just the way they look playing, but Mark Cockerton a lot keeps coming to mind. Just his ability to score in bunches, affect the game in a lot of different ways, and just have similar style to me there. I think that, with KURTZ I don't know what you think about that opinion, but
No, that's not a bad one. Didn't you get traded for Mark Cockerton at some point?
yes, I did.
Yeah, from Boston to Ohio. That's right. I knew you had a tie with Mark Cockerton at some point.
We do have a tie, but I got to call it like I see it. And then my other one for Robinson is a little bit of Kyle Jackson on that left side.
Okay.
Just being able to, quick, likes to change direction, can shoot the ball from outside, but also get underneath. Just sort of those two guys really comparable to me, what I'm seeing here today.
Robinson, though, I think has about 9 inches on Kyle Jackson, though. Robinson at 5'10".
You're right about that. I got to check the stats on that one.
Kitchen's got his man hung up. Looking for another jump shot stop by Consoli. Man, this freshman, you talk about all the different things that he had to go through. So you walk on campus, and talking to Andrew Baxter from Fairfield, he walked through the whole situation. You lose your starter, James Corsinini, for the season with an injury. And not only is Colin Consoli a freshman, but he didn't play last year, his last season of high school because of COVID-19. Dealt with a bunch of COVID-19 stoppages throughout the fall. So Andrew Baxter basically came into this spring season needing Consoli to be essentially your starting goalie, and he barely had seen him play at the college level. So talk about earning your stripes. He's got 14 saves today. He's right there at 50%.
Yeah, earning your stripes and just, being right and correcting your recruiting. Consoli, he is, looking at him today, he's got a big frame. He takes up a lot of the cage, but also he can get low very quickly. And I think as we see some frustration there coming from Fairfield, but Consoli, he's gotten a lot of shots and still stands strong. Just the confidence in his movement, I think, is so much to build on. He's going to continue to get better and better.
Yeah, Consoli actually one of Baxter's first recruits at Fairfield. It happened during the summer. He was able to snag him. He was already committed elsewhere. He was able to get him to come to Fairfield instead. And it has worked out pretty well for Baxter as he now has his starting goalie for this season. Burns pressuring out again.
It's the wild way that sports works. You just never know when it's going to be your time and your number's going to be called, and you just got to make the most of every opportunity.
It's true. Flag is still down, by the way, so there's a extra man coming here for Delaware.
Yeah.
They continue to play this out. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Then Cadis.
Yeah, if I'm Delaware here, I'm getting that shot all the way down.
Consoli, how did he get to the backside to stop Kurtz? That would have been a 6-pack for TYE KURTZ.
Wow, Consoli too. So we've seen his movement. We've seen his ability to be poised and help out the clear. Now that ability to hand-eye coordination, just snatch the hands over there. Really impressive, again, by the freshman. Just showing you all the tools today.
You saw the penalty there on Dylan Beckwith, went up high. He's frustrated with Owen Grant. It's the similar way that we said that Charlie Kitchen's probably going to see Tyler Burns in his dreams tonight. Dylan Beckwith is going to see Owen Grant maybe in his nightmares this evening. He has had a tough day trying to get any offense going. Delaware's defense has done a nice job on Beckwith, making somebody else beat him.
Right. And Owen Grant, he's tough, man. He's physical. He's letting Beckwith know it, too, with just the different checks, and he's letting him know he's been there all night, and you're right about that. Beckwith, is just the frustrations there. And
another man-up goal for the Blue Hens. This time it's Matt Accioni.
Yeah, Accioni, too. I think that's a couple times he's gotten a really, really solid look from that low lefty corner. I know we've been talking about Robinson over there, but Accioni has had a couple plays there that are really elite. And just, again, we continue to see the weapons that this Delaware offense has and how they're all really meshing together. We're talking about their fifth game here. You're starting to see them get comfortable, and other guys outside of just the attack, step up and show their talents.
So the Accioni twins, Cam and Matt, have now combined for a hat trick for Delaware, the freshmen out of the Hill Academy.
Delaware goal scored by number 25, Matt.
Another ground ball.
Won by Delaware originally, but Fairfield not giving up on it. And so the Stags get a possession. Need goals now. Kilcarry He kept it out. Wow.
Got to clear it. Tough break for Fairfield there. I mean, they did the absolute right thing. You got to get the ball and go. Got to get a high-quality shot on goal, which they did. Just really nice save there by Kilkiri. Somehow kept that from dribbling into the net. I know some Fairfield players thought that went, but Delaware ball after a successful clear.
It beat him originally, but he was able to get just enough of it, and then he reached back and kept it from going across the goal line. And so with 3:30 to go, the Blue Hens can take their time. Accioni. Well, two-man game. Another stop by Consoli.
Just poised and confident there. Really nice two-man game to generate that shot. Again, Delaware, they can play quick, they can move quick, but so Consoli up to the task again. Really soft hands, nice hand-eye coordination as we see that interception.
Turn it over. KURTZ coming right down the alley. It's Robinson. Blue Hens extending the lead.
And as we talk about these defenders and attackmen that are going after in a one-on-one battles, they'll see each other in their dreams. I think Consoli is going to see KURTZ and Robinson just shooting nonstop here in his, as they guys have had a lot of opportunity to pepper. You know, tough when you get an interception like that in the odd man break. You know, nice job by KURTZ. Robinson does the rest here as Delaware continues to add on.
And this attack unit of Robinson, Kitchen, and KURTZ has just been lights out for the Blue Hens today. We came in talking about these guys. I mean, they have just been on fire. They've combined for 12 goals. They've scored 12 of the 16 goals for Delaware today.
Yeah. And I know that's something you said Coach DeLuca really brought up during the week when you guys were able to speak. And, you know, don't really quite know, you know, what to the full extent of what he means, and you know that chemistry and the fact that he was so excited to have these two guys flanking Kitchen on the attack, and now we fully understand why.
Yeah, I mean this attack unit, the depth offensively, there are some young pieces for Delaware, especially in the midfield unit. A lot of freshmen and sophomores seeing major minutes. But when you look at this attack unit, Kitchen, obviously the grad student, TYE KURTZ is a junior, but he played his entire freshman season, started the sophomore year. He's been a starter since the beginning, so he has experience. Robinson may be the youngest guy, but I mean, when you have KURTZ and Kitchen that have already developed that chemistry, this attack unit is up there, maybe the best in the CAA. And I mean, from what we've seen here early on, I would put them up against some of the best units in the country.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not? Like we said, it's not only just, you know, three sort of outstanding players. It's the way that they complement each other and are able to adjust and play together so well so quickly. I mean, just right there again, it continues to pile on.
Kitchen with his fourth. Charlie Kitchen with 6 points today.
And that's, you know, that's got to be some of the things that Kitchen has been working on, you know, again, going up north and playing indoor. But just you see this tight two-man game behind edX here. You know, he's just in an ideal situation where all he has to do is catch, take a couple steps up, and then he keeps his head up, he keeps his chest up, and then everything else drops to get that ball past the goalie's feet. It's just a lot of little things going on, a lot of little details in that play, but all high level and elite and stuff that Charlie does really well.
Charlie Kitchen continuing to climb up that CAA all-time points list as Fairfield wins a face-off here with 1:46 to go. Next up on that list, by the way, is your buddy Will Manny, former UMass standout.
I bet he's watching right now.
You may watch his points, his spot at third all-time in points go away by the end of the day.
He's saying, come on, clock, keep ticking.
We got a timeout for Fairfield as we are under 1.5 minutes to go. You look at these two head coaches for Fairfield and Delaware. They're the two newest coaches in the CAA in the men's game. Fairfield's Andrew Baxter in his second season. Delaware's Ben DeLuca in his fourth. Both had lots of success elsewhere, including winning national championships as assistants. Of course, Baxter, part of that Yale team that won the title back in 2018, got back to the championship game in 2019, and Ben DeLuca was an assistant coach on the Duke team back in 2014 that hoisted the trophy. Both guys had so much success. Of course, Ben DeLuca was a former head coach at Cornell, taking the Big Red to the Final Four, so he's had success at the highest level. And Andrew Baxter getting his first opportunity as a head man here in the Division I game. Look, they're going to fall to 0-2 here today, but Davey, we have seen enough from this Fairfield team to know that they're going to play an exciting brand of lacrosse, and as they continue to figure things out here, look out for the Stags in the CAA.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think they're going to keep getting better as the year goes on. Like we said, Delaware has a couple more games under their belt. Fairfield has limited practice time along with limited experience. They're working some guys in, but you're right. The pieces are there. There's no doubt about it. And I think it starts almost with their defense and Consoli in goal, right? You have the freshman goalie who's playing really well right now in front or behind, anchoring a group of veteran defensemen. And then they just continue to be more consistent on offense. They have the firepower and ability to put up a lot of points, playing fast and pushing transition just like they like to do. So just a little bit more time, and I think we're going to see this team develop and grow.
And by the way, on the Delaware side of things, this may be one of their more complete games we've seen from them this season, and probably no coincidence that it also came in the first game in which they've had like a full week of practice. They played a couple of midweek games, so that kind of put some things, caused some issues, and they had some COVID issues at the beginning of the year. Remember, that Mount St. Mary's game they lost to open the year, they played without this entire starting attack unit. No TYE KURTZ, no Charlie Kitchen, no Mike Robinson. So things change in a big way if those guys play against Mount St. Mary's. We may be looking at an unbeaten Delaware team.
Yeah, I mean, just based on the performance and those guys today, you see the impact that they have on this team. It's like rolling out a completely different squad. And I think, just this season in general, obviously everyone is dealing with, different circumstances and things that have never occurred before. It's the team that's going to be able to handle that the best that's going to be standing at the end. And you've seen Delaware here really quickly gel as a team, and I think they've put themselves in a really great position here moving forward, both in the CAA and nationally.
Yeah, this attack unit combining for 13 goals today. They've scored all but 4 of the Blue Hens' goals, and they're going to run out a victory here on the road. Took us a couple of years to get CAA lacrosse back in action, and when we did, the Blue Hens able to start the season 1-0 in conference play. They get to 4-1 overall in the season with a 17-9 win here on the road.
Attending tonight's game.
Davey, this was a very complete effort, probably a little closer than the 17-9 finish. At the end of the day, Delaware was solid throughout the field, and they were able to take advantage of some of those extra man opportunities they got here in the second half, and that kind of killed Fairfield in the comeback try.
Yeah, it did, and I think anytime a game sort of shapes up that way, where there's a lot of flags going, and both teams are getting those man-up opportunities. It's the offense that has been clicking, maybe a little bit more experience, and has had that time together. And obviously Delaware put that on full display today. They were really lights out, and I think the most impressive thing from them, as we've seen, like you just said, Travis, it's the most complete game that they've played. There are a couple times where Fairfield fought, they got back to tie it, they got back within 1, but Delaware always managed to make that gap more and more and stay strong and mentally tough. And I think that's something that Coach DeLuca is really going to build on with this team and understand, like, hey, this is the design, this is how it looks when we play a complete game, and this is how we win moving forward.
And I think you look no further than the fact that the known guys, we came in talking about Charlie Kitchen and Dylan Beckwith as the 2 senior leaders on these teams. Kitchen finishes with 6 points, Beckwith with just 1 assist. I think that kind of tells you the story of the game. The Stags not able to get their guy going, while the Blue Hens, that attack unit, which we came in knowing if they had success, they'd probably walk away with the win. Well, they're the guys that lead the way. They combined for 13 of the 17 goals to help Delaware walk away with a victory. Well, that's going to do it for us here on LSN. Once again, your final score, Delaware 17, Fairfield 9. Thank you for watching this CAA Game of the Week on Lax Sports Network. For Davey Ebola, our producer Dylan Hand, and our entire crew, I'm Travis Eldridge saying so long from Fairfield. We now send you back inside the LSN Broadcast Center for postgame.